welcome to Paths, a place where you will hear from the entertainment industry's greatest and wisest contributors. I am your host, J.O. Benjamin, and I am here with my special guest, Christopher Ammanuel, an actor, writer, singer, everything coming out into this industry. How you feeling right now?
Look, I'm blessed.
You blessed?
Blessed.
Okay.
You know about.
Okay, you ready to jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
We about to go into the spiel.
Come on.
Okay. You gotta get. What are you doing? You're not in this. I'm just kidding. Let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Foes up, you know the vibes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you better know
Queen
the vibes.
City, talk to me.
You know the vibes. How did you start? So people want to know more about your path.
Oh man, so I started acting a nut around the house, like just being real.
Okay.
Acting a fool
You
with
was a
my
goofy
siblings.
cousin?
Nah, I got a lot of siblings.
Y'all deep.
Yeah, we deep, like the football team. But seriously, me and my siblings, we started at a young age. I just remember being like 3, 4 years old. My mom had us harmonizing and singing. And I come from the church world. My parents are pastors, XYZ. And we had a little singing group. I'm not gonna tell you the name of it, because the videos are very embarrassing, but they out there. But yeah, after that, I just remember my mom like incorporating skits into our performances. Like when we would travel and go sing, they would incorporate a skit for everything that we do. And it just kind of like caught fire. And then from there, we started doing musical theater and stage plays, and I just kind of run it up.
You ran it. So what was your first solo song? Like that you sang?
Ooh, my first?
Yeah.
I was like 3, 4, so I don't remember the first, but I can tell you the last song that I sung.
Maybe it was This Little Light of Mine.
No, I don't think it was that. I can tell you the last song that I
What
sang.
was the last one?
I love you for sure, but honestly I am looking for much more. Now that you don't have what I'm searching my core for, what I'm missing your kisses, praying that you'll listen. I got some more.
Woo!
Yeah, I got some more right there.
Wait a minute. I don't think I'm qualified to host right now.
Stop it, come on.
Wow. I mean, is this like class training? Like the people watching, the viewers tuned in right now, like how do they even start to even get that vocal range? Did you hear it?
You know what? I think it's just practice.
Yeah.
10,000 hours of anything will make you great at it.
Yeah.
And practice, and more practice. And when you feel like you're ready, you're not, so go back and practice. So I think anybody can learn to sing. You know, you just need a direction. You need vocal training if it's available. But you can also teach yourself. Go get a piano, run the pentatonic scale, do your little every morning, and you'll be fine.
Woo. No.
You'll be
the Lord
fine.
didn't bless that one for me. And so, how did you get from singing into acting?
So, you know what? I think I never transitioned from singing to acting. I think I'm just a creative. I'm very right-brained. So, like, creativity is just me. Like, I was meant to be a creative. And so, even in acting, I find myself singing a lot.
Yeah.
So they go hand in hand. I never really transitioned from one to the other.
When did you decide to explore acting, to add it on with your creativity of being a singer?
I've always acted. I acted like I liked people for a long time. And I ain't like none of it. I'm just joking. But on the real, you know, I think I've always had the mindset of like all things that God gave me will work together. So if he allowed me to play guitar and piano as well as sing and act, then he wants all of those things to work together. And, you know, the Bible tells us all things work together for the good of those who love God. So, you know, I let God let all of those things work together, and I just sit back and use them.
So being a church girl myself, sometimes I know God can go quiet.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that he's not there because he's always with you, but he can go quiet.
That part.
Can you tell us about a moment where you felt like you needed, God may have been silent, but you had to make a decision or do an action?
Ooh, you know what? First off, I don't think God ever goes silent. Okay. And the reason being is because whether it's good or bad, it's still working together.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He never promised us that only the good things would work together. And if everything is always good, then why would he need to work together those things for your good? But, you know,
let's drop some words on paths today.
But a moment. So my first season of Black Lightning, I was actually depressed for from the first episode that I came in to the episode before the finale. And this is the thing. God doesn't compete with chaos. Yeah. So I was silencing him because I wasn't focusing on him and I was allowing all of the things that was chaotic around me to have my priority. So he was never really silent because he would always try to throw some little things in there, send people my way to try to get me back on track. But, you know, it's something we all go through.
Yeah. So speaking of your role on Black Lightning, how do you channel your inner superhero outside of the role?
Community, giving back, just wanting to see people smile, but doing it genuinely and not just because you feel like you have to. Yeah. I genuinely like to help people. And sometimes my mom, shout out to my mom, she tells me to slow down. You can't save everyone. And, you know, in a way, I feel like that is my purpose, to help guide people, inspire people, not necessarily give them the answers to anything, but just try to inspire them in the best way I can. Shout out to Inspire the Fire, hottest nonprofit organization, all of Charlotte, North Carolina. You know the vibes. Y'all know where y'all at.
I saw your performance there on Instagram.
Yeah, we impact kids on stage and in life, you know, and so I'm always about community first.
Yeah. So what does it mean to be playing or acting in a role where you're surrounded by majority Black people? What is that experience like?
Gang! Hey! Yeah. But nah, seriously, you know, I think it's just when you're surrounded by people that's like you, and they look like you, and your representation is everywhere. Your bosses, the show creators. Shout out to Salim and Mara. Love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I mean that every time I say it. It's magic. Yeah. It's gold. Seriously, we don't see a lot of it. So if you get that opportunity, soak up the game, soak up the knowledge from everyone around you, especially the OGs and the old heads, and, you know, just live in that moment, bask in it.
Yeah. For this to be one of your first mainstream roles, do you feel like it'll be different for you working on sets that are not, you know, majority Black?
Nah.
Okay.
Because my purpose isn't Black or white.
Okay.
You know, my purpose is to show my art, but also to allow God to be seen through my art. So I've never thought to come to the industry to become industry. I don't want to be industry. I came to change lives, impact people, save people, and yeah, that part.
Yeah.
That part.
So this is a question, totally off the dome. You play a tech guru on the show. Are you team Android or iPhone? And the viewers want to know your honest answers. We do not. we need to know what side of the line are you on. This is it for us.
Gang.
And I want the record to be shown. This is an iPhone, so for all of the Android watchers, we still love you. But he has picked a side.
Yeah, green bubbles ruin everything. Okay, sorry.
The current character you play on TV looks to be, you know, sometimes can be described as more timid or more afraid of situations. What are some things you're telling yourself to overcome your own fears?
What fears?
Oh.
Why fear?
Why fear?
Why fear? Why
I didn't even
fear?
plan that, y'all, but this is a great moment. Let's segue into why fear.
Why fear? So shout out to my good sister, Nafisa Williams. Inspiration, one of the inspirations in my life. She created this brand. And you know, I wear it. I wear it all the time. I bought every piece. So if you didn't get a piece, what you doing with your life?
That's what real friends do. They buy your merch.
I bought every piece.
Period.
But seriously, I use it as a reminder that God didn't give us the spirit of fear.
Yeah.
And if it's happening, that means it's meant to happen. So why stress yourself out about it? Why fear?
Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
Why
Where can
fear?
they follow it on Instagram?
Why fear?
Straight up.
Why underscore fear? Go shop.
Oh my goodness. So everyone watching, you should have heard that you do not have fear, but you have power, love, and a sound mind. I just want to let you know, if you didn't know, get that word right now.
Yeah.
So your hat.
Yeah.
Tell us about the hat.
Oh, so this hat, another day at the office, right? That's what it says. Oh, so my lady bought this for me for my birthday. And shout out to my sweetheart. Yeah, magical. I had turned 21, April 21st, 2021. And so it just passed recently. But I wear this hat also to remind myself to always grind.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not in an office setting, I can make anything my office. I can make opportunities out of anything. And so just another day at the office, light work.
Slight work.
Slight work.
Nothing. It's nothing. It's easy.
It's easy.
So what's something that you do, a study habit of yours, that helps you hone in on your craft?
So my coach, Leslie Kahn, she actually got me doing this thing where before I do anything in terms of my craft, I go like play an instrument or I go sing. Because when you are allowing your right brain, your right side of the brain instead of the left side. The left side is the technical side, right? So
Okay.
it's the side where it tries to interpretate things and it is super critical about letters and this and that. But your right brain just doesn't care. It's like, whatever.
You need to tap in.
And it's just super creative, and that's why the worst things can be going on. And you're like, oh yeah, oh my God, this is so amazing. And so in order to tap into my right brain and allow my creativity to really just flow, I have to do something creative. So I go sing, I go play an instrument, I go dance, I go do something. So shout out to Leslie. Leslie Kahn, I love you, woman.
So even expanding beyond that, right? So right before you get on set, but what are you doing in terms of singing or acting that is helping you with your skill? Is it like a particular training that you go to or a coach that you kind of work with?
Yeah, Leslie Kahn. I'm in her comedic intensive, about to start the ongoing, the clinical. And I mean, Leslie, she's the best. That's why I went back to her. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great coaches though.
Yeah.
Like, I think Leslie's the best at what she does. But then you have so many great ones, Jonna Johnson, Susan Batson, they're the best at what they do. Tasha Smith, she's a GOAT at what she does. And so I try to stay around like-minded people, people that inspire me, people that I can learn something from. And I feel like us as creatives, just coming in contact with any human being, you can learn something from them. Especially as an actor, because we emulate human life. We don't act, we become. We become real human beings. So if a writer writes a character, it may not be you, but someone in this world, that's a representation of that person. So, especially for like TC, my character on Black Lightning, yeah, they may not have the power to control computers and machines and anything with a motherboard, but somebody's very smart at working computers. They're a tech whiz who also has anxiety, who's also nervous. So I want to make sure that I'm representing them in the best light.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, research, watch things. You always have to read books. You always have to talk to Christian Robinson. Do something.
Do something with your life.
Let him say, "You bless, young king," and I promise everything is just gonna flow out.
I just heard that for the first time today.
I swear.
And I was like, dang.
Hey, Christian, can you say it, bro?
Bless young king.
That's it. Another one. Awesome. So you spoke about connecting with other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing and making sure you're surrounding yourself with the right folks.
Yeah.
And then you even talked about technology, which kind of brings me into the conversation of Clubhouse. And I heard a little birdie may or may not have told me about Actors Connect. And so for our viewers watching right now who may or may not have been invited or to Clubhouse, what would you tell them about Actors Connect?
You know what's crazy? I haven't like opened up the room in like a month, 2 months, because it's just been super crazy. And you know, you have to set your priorities. At the end of the day, Clubhouse is an app. If you're always on it every day, when are you having time to work?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people giving advice, but if you're giving advice every day, then when are you like putting your own advice to the pavement? But we're gonna open up again. I'm letting you know that. But Actors Connect, man, I created Actors Connect the day before Christmas. I was about to leave. I was about to fly out to LA, and something just told me, go create a room on Clubhouse.
Did you say the day before Christmas?
Yeah.
Like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And it already went viral.
Yeah. So something told me like, God told me go create a room on Clubhouse. And I'm like, I don't even like Clubhouse. It's just full of a bunch of people who be capping all the time. I don't want to get on there. But it was just like a push. And so I went in and I created a room and I literally sat in there for like 15 minutes by myself. Nobody came in. I'm like, bro, why? Like, it was to the point where I forgot that I created the room. And I was just like, you know, reading lines, doing all types of creative things. Then my homegirl, Maya, shout out to Maya Danielle, she hopped in the room and she's talking to me, and me and Maya's just chopping it up. She's like, all right, what you doing in here by yourself? I'm like, I don't know. So I just told her to create the room. You know, I just want to, you know, chop it up. Then my brother, Jonathan Smith, and after that, like, it seemed like every 30 minutes, like 10 people will come in, 20 people will come in, 30 people will come in, XYZ. And we ran it 24 hours a day, 22 days straight. 22 days straight.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you spoke about that 10,000 hours, but 24 hours. 10
Look,
hours.
we had some heavy hitters to come through. Like shout out to my bro Lakeith Stanfield. He regularly pops. He's always showing love. I mean, so many greats. Tracy Twinkie Bird, Yvette Nicole Brown. Tyrese Gibson popped in. Glenn Morshower. I mean, so many. We can go Barry Jenkins, Will Packer, Ava Duvernay. I mean, so many.
Oh my goodness.
The list is just, and they support it. They love it. We gave away like over $15,000 in like gifts and classes and books.
$15,000 in gifts, classes, and books.
Books, everything.
Tune in the past, y'all.
We gave away Christmas dinners, like literally people who, because of COVID, weren't able to travel home to spend Christmas. We literally sent them money, sent them food, XYZ, like it was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
So shout out to my Actors Connect gang. My boy Christian Robinson over there, shout out to you, bro. You held it down for us too.
Oh, so what I hear you saying, and maybe to someone at home watching this, is Chris may be looking for someone to manage Actors Connect in the future,
Real
you
talk.
know, so we can get it back open. So
Real talk.
Again, opportunities coming your path.
Yeah, it was a blessing. It wasn't just an actor's room. Like people would come in there and literally pour their hearts out. Yeah. And people would be like ministered to and I mean, it was so many messages from people saying, yo, I was on the verge of suicide and this room alone saved my life. Like the craziest messages. And I'm like, you know what, God? I will never not trust you.
Yeah.
Because it could have been as simple as me saying, I don't even like that app. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So trust your instinct. And when your instinct is talking, that's probably God talking to you.
So as doors are opened for you and you're being exposed to multiple renowned actors, singers, and just creatives, all around creators, what's one thing that you're doing today to open the door? Is it Actors Connect, and are there other channels for people to connect?
Absolutely. I do free acting classes. all the time.
You said FREE?
Free 99.
Free 99.
Yeah.
Free. 00.00.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much. I give advice all the time. Like, I respond to my DMs and people who, I don't care if you ask me the question 1,000 times, what are the steps to becoming an actor? I'm gonna answer it. No matter how annoying it may feel, like, I'm gonna answer the question. Because at the end of the day, the people who want it, they're gonna go do it. The people who don't, they're not gonna do it anyway. So it's not harming me from getting to where God wants me to be.
Oh, wow.
So, there's several ways you can give back.
So I know people are thinking, all of these doors and opportunities are opening up for you. What's something you're struggling with right now? So what's one thing that you're still trying to wrap your head around and what it looks like? Most times you ask people about what they're struggling with, they do not laugh and smile. But now I'm super curious.
So, Rap Day of season 4. My boss, Salim, he says, Chris, change your number and say no. I changed my number, but I haven't been saying no. He said, change your number and say I don't got it. I changed my number, but I've been struggling with the say I don't got it part. Oh my gosh. I'm like, God, can you give me a healthy balance? Like, allow me to bless the people that you want me to be a blessing to, and take everybody else out the picture. I'm trying to tell you, go broke trying to save me.
You go broke trying to save.
Lord.
Which brings us back to what you said your mom said, Chris, you can't save everybody.
And everybody's saying it. I'm just stubborn. I'm a Taurus. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom.
Lord.
Eventually, I'm going to get it together. Probably when I'm like 90, but yeah, whatever.
So those moments where you do establish your boundaries or what no looks like, how are you then pouring back into yourself? So what does self-care look like for you?
So self-care is really time with God.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like that's when you're at your most vulnerable. That's when you're at your most peaceful place. That's why I still go all the way home. So my first season of Black Lightning, people don't know this, I would fly home every weekend to do praise and worship.
Stop it.
Not lying.
Oh, you committed.
Not lying.
Oh, they know your name in that church.
Every weekend to do praise and worship.
What?
And there's so many things, whether that's just a walk in the park,
Yeah.
Just going out, smelling the air, looking at the beautiful creations. It's so many simple things that we take for granted. And I want to get out of the habit of taking these things for granted because there's someone who can't do it.
Yeah.
Like when I caught COVID, I realized how important being able to smell was because I couldn't smell anything. And that small little thing that people take for granted is like, some people can't smell at all.
Yeah.
So every little blessing, whether you think it's important or not, be appreciative, show gratitude for it. So yeah, that's how I pour back into myself.
Yeah. You spoke about having caught COVID.
Yeah, we're not talking about it.
What? Okay.
I'm joking.
I was about to be like, what they look like as being an actor?
I'm joking.
It's like the one thing you got to be around people. Tell people about that. What does that look like? Especially being an actor during the pandemic as well.
So I actually caught it after the show wrapped. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
I was able to get my checks.
Nothing stopped.
Yeah, nothing stopped. But honestly, catching it felt like life was over. Luckily, it didn't. I can't even speak from the angle of how it affected me as an actor, but I do want everybody to be safe. So please wear your mask. Don't be crazy out here. Keep your spit in your mouth. Yeah, the simple things, the things that wash your hands. I didn't know how many people didn't wash their hands until the pandemic, and that's sad. I didn't think that was something we had to teach, but I'm gonna have to do a free class on washing hands.
A free class.
Soap,
Just
water,
the basics. Just
20
hit
seconds
that
back, in between,
Hit that suds. In between
under, everything.
Them nails, them cuticles.
So,
I'm sorry. You gotta get the cuticles.
Yeah.
You must. So question, what's the one class that you're thinking about taking that you haven't taken? Or is there a class or a training that you're like, I really want to get into that? I'm trying to get into the class or align myself with that coach.
you know what? If Terrell Hill was to do a how to book class, I'm in that thing every hour on the hour.
Every hour on the hour.
So make it happen, bro. What you doing? I'm just saying, that boy he be booking every day. Every day. Like, save some for the rest of us. All right, let me leave it
So
alone.
what's the challenge about booking that someone's sitting at home or wherever they are, at work, on their break, watching this video? What's one of the challenges they probably should anticipate when trying to get booked?
There is no challenges of booking.
Yeah.
Because what's for you is for you.
Gotcha.
And when you learn that, you stop being frustrated over the things that you don't get. Use every opportunity as an opportunity to perform and entertain instead of an opportunity to beg for a job, and then you won't have that problem.
What does no do for you? So when you're told no, how does that change or alter you? Or does it? Is you're like, oh, that just wasn't for me?
It's the same way I say no. No. I don't want to do it. You know? There's power in no.
Yeah.
So you have to call it what you want. Like, some people may call it defeat, I call it triumph.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you said no, thank you, because you just helped me dodge a bullet, because it was something on that production that I didn't need to experience, so thank you. You saved my journey. You saved my time. So thanks. And congrats to the person who got it, because you're meant for that.
Yeah.
That thing that probably would have condemned me isn't gonna condemn you, so you're perfect for that.
Yeah.
So Christian, stop taking my roles, bro.
What's one thing you do to celebrate your wins? Like every time you get something, what's one thing you do? I know, even with this.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
What's happening?
Oh my God. You know what? Honestly, I spend it with family and friends. I feel like that's like the highest form of celebration. Because when you're content with the people around you, the community that you have around you, the money, the fame, the people stopping you in the mall or in the airport, none of that matters, right? Because your foundation, you remember where you come from. I remember when I slept in the back of a van. Like, I remember being homeless. I remember my mom going to the gas station, putting hot water in a bucket just so we could bathe to go to school. Like, so everything else don't matter.
What's another story that you feel comfortable sharing that people may not know that you feel like was a key driver into like where you are today?
I was suicidal.
Yeah.
Very suicidal. Very low had very low self-esteem, but I used to ruin opportunities for myself.
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage. Thank you, God. See,
That was it. It worked.
Yeah, because I didn't feel good enough.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? This is the one thing that's so crazy. No one was telling me that I wasn't good enough. Everyone was telling me, oh, Chris, you're amazing. You're a golden child. You're so talented. You're this, you're that. But I was the one person telling myself no. So don't tell yourself no. And take that even with your auditions. Don't tell yourself no before the casting director tells yourself no. Like, don't tell yourself no before the casting director tells you no. Because you already putting yourself out of the game.
Whew.
Stop trying to do their job for you. They gonna say it anyway. But don't say it to yourself.
Woo. where do you write your inspirations down or your quotables? Is there a place? I know most people, when they want to change what they're telling themselves, they may do sticky notes on their mirror or a board or anything. Do you have anything like that?
I feel like the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah.
So if you're an actor, you should be able to memorize all of those beautiful things that you tell yourself.
3 things, top 3.
Top 3 things: I'm important, I'm loved, and no matter what level I get to, I'm successful. Because success is in the eye of the beholder. Success is in whether you're content or not. That's why there's somebody who makes $10 an hour who feels on top of the world, but then you got more millionaires killing themselves than people from the hood. All right, I'm out. That was a jam. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tweet it. Hold on, tweet it. Somebody tweet that.
We would now like to pause for you to tweet the last thing that Chris just said.
That part.
We're actually going to make a special space in the set for you to pause, tweet and
that.
repeat. And while we're talking about Twitter, where can the people follow you?
Christopher Ammanuel, Chris Ammanuel on all platforms. So ChrisAmmanuel. And every time you say my name, you're speaking positivity and the love of God over me. So I appreciate it.
Oh, tell people why they're doing that.
So I was just telling Christian, we are very important people because our names literally means, so Chris means God bearing. So that means everywhere we go, we bear God on us. Like God is on us. But Christopher means God is with us. And so,
God is everywhere.
God.
JL mean power of God.
God should be in everything. Thank you so much.
He just blessed you. Awesome. Regular question. What's on your playlist right now? What are you listening to?
Oh, what's on my playlist? I always keep Nipsey Hussle on repeat. Always keep Samo on repeat. Ooh, J. Cole. Shout out to you, Cole. North Carolina love, brother. North Carolina love.
He dropped today. It was divine.
That was crazy. But you know what? It's crazy because I got a lot of friends who are artists, and I play their records like they Beyonce.
Yeah.
Shout out to Terrell. Dope album, dope EP, fire. My brother, Asaph, fire artist. I mean, there's so many. I could literally go down the line.
Yeah.
Joaquin Guillory, shout out to you, bro. My bro, Protege, Jason, shout out to you, bro. I mean, my guys are lit.
So many, I'm gonna stop you right there. And so before you leave, we're very curious to know, what are some of the back alleyways or avenues into acting that a lot of people don't know about? I know we've talked to casting directors about plenty of people on paths, but we're just curious, like product placement is important. So like, where are you placing yourself?
You know what? I don't think there's any back alleyways.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is because the thing that happens like out of the blue isn't standard to the journey, right?
Yeah.
That may happen to you, but everybody ain't gonna be working behind the cash register and somebody walk in and be like, hey, I wanna put you in my movie. It's just not gonna happen like that.
Is that how it happened?
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Is that how it happened?
But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody has this, how can I get into the acting business without doing what it takes to get into the acting business? So like they wanna go and play Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible without ever taking an acting class. And it's like, you don't know how to shoot a gun. You barely know how to jog.
Are you clear for the stunt?
Yeah, and so just, set goals for yourself. Set your plans out. Do the necessary things to become successful in the business. In the moment that you feel like you don't need training anymore, you need training 10 times over.
Yeah.
Because if Denzel still has a coach, if Viola Davis still has a coach, if Meryl Streep still has a coach, I mean, we can keep going. If Christian Robinson still has a coach, we need a coach.
You need a coach.
It's always good to have somebody from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
They can tell you things that you're not seeing. So never stop being a student. Always be open to learn. Always don't be afraid of vulnerability. Oh, that's the one.
That's the one.
But protect yourself. But don't be afraid of vulnerability.
There's a thin line in between that one.
It's not really. It's not really.
Be vulnerable and protect yourself?
I said exactly what I meant. Because you got to use your discernment to know who to be vulnerable with. And if God allows you to be hurt, that's because he meant for it to happen. Ooh. Hallelujah. Because he meant for it to happen, and that's a part of your journey. And don't shy away from the things of your journey, because all of those little intricate pieces make you you.
Oh my goodness. You are woven.
And with that, my quote that I will end with is from my song, Stay True. There can only be one you. Never fold to the things you go through. You know what happens for a reason. Gotta battle all those demons. You need something to believe in. Just remember, stay true. And never ever sell your soul. And I'ma tell you, never ever fold. Cause everything that glitters ain't gold. Being happy is the ultimate goal. So stay true. Love y'all.
Oh my God, y'all. There you have it. I am your host, J.L. Benjamin, and I'm just so blessed and honored to have been able to interview you.
Stop it, man. You my sis, man. You my sis, girl.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
You my sis.
I got the chills, so I know the spirit is near. And I thank you. We really do thank you for participating and joining on Paths. Hope you all will tune in with us next time, because this was amazing.
Shout out to Ivan. Shout out to Terrell. Shout out to my brother Christian for inviting me. Love you guys. You guys are it. Y'all are the now, and y'all are inspiring all of us, the generation after y'all. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man.
So beautiful. Thank you all.
Peace out. Foes up.